Why did I write this book? Why did I write this book? You know, there's a very serious problem in American society today, and that problem is that people are told that feelings are the most important thing in the world, more important than anything else. If you don't like your job, quit and get one you do like. If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If you don't like your wife, divorce her and get one that you do like. If you don't want to have a baby, and yet you want to have unprotected sex, get an abortion. If you don't feel good about something, you don't have to do it. It's a serious problem, and it starts all the way back in our public school systems and runs throughout the entire American society. Feelings are the most important thing in the world today. We must be very careful not to hurt the feelings of people. Black, white, women, Hispanic, Oriental, homosexuals, lesbians, even animals, fish, and nature itself. Nature itself seems to have feelings that we've somehow hurt. And nature is rebelling with earthquakes and floods and tornadoes and hurricanes and this global warming. But remember the words of the ex-heavyweight champion Joe Frazier, who was asked, "Why do you get up every morning at 5 a.m. and run for 5 miles? And his reply was, "Every job has its road work. Every job has its difficult, unpleasant, unenjoyable, hard, negative parts to it. And you have to get through those parts if you want to be the heavyweight champion of the world." And it's the same thing in your life. Everything in your life has its negative and positive parts. Every relationship, every study, every job, every marriage, every child, everything, period, has positive and negative aspects. Now let me relate this to OMA, obsessive mental attitude, and positive mental attitude. The problem with positive mental attitude is that it has fostered this feeling concept in America in the very first place. And every positive mental attitude, motivational concept out there fosters this feeling positive, or the feelings aspect. And they all have a list of rules that you have to follow in order for you to stay positive, and how to stay positive enough to be able to do your job or to get through your marriage or to endure. Everything has to have positive rules and regulations involved with it for you to get through it. So you can have a positive childbirth, a positive job experience, a positive marriage, positive relationships with fellow workers. But I think we've already learned positive mental attitude does not work. You cannot stay positive. So sooner or later, all of the programs that rely upon positive mental attitude are going to fail. But don't worry, they have a great scapegoat. It's you. It's you. It's you. You are the reason that the program didn't work, not the program itself. It's you. You didn't follow the daily mantras. You didn't write down your affirmations. You didn't write down your goals. You didn't say your daily meditations and prayers every day. It's not the program's fault. It's your fault. And the same thing flows over into the marriage. It's not your fault your marriage didn't work. It's not your fault your job's hard. It's not your fault that your family's not working out. If you can't stay positive, it's the other person's fault. It's the job's fault. It's the relationship. It's your wife's fault. It's your children's fault. But the truth of the matter is, that's not right. And yet you believe it. You keep thinking, if I just keep trying hard enough, I'll find a job that will be positive. Sooner or later, I'll find the perfect marriage, the perfect boyfriend, the perfect job, the perfect vocation. Everything will just be perfect. But remember what Joe Frazier said. Every job has its road work. Every job, every marriage, every child, every relationship, everything has its positive and negative points. And very often, the negatives seem to outweigh the positives. So if you are relying upon the power of positive mental attitude and staying positive to achieve your goals and to achieve success, you are not going to do it because you can't stay positive. It's only with the power of an obsession that you will have the strength to make it through the negatives, and your obsession will make your goals your possession. You will get through the negatives, you will get through the positives, and you'll get the job done. And more importantly than just getting through it, when you work with an obsession, you won't even notice the problems. You'll just be fired up to get to work, to get things happening, to get things done, to make your marriage work, to make that A in that class. You know, when my son makes a mistake, I don't put a check mark on a piece of paper and say, if he gets a couple more, I'm putting him in the streets. No, I'm obsessed with my child. I love him. He can do no wrong that I wouldn't forgive. I will work with him every day the rest of his life to assure his happiness and his success. I'm obsessed, just as you are with your children. And I'll spend a lifetime being obsessed with my son. And you are the same way with your son and your daughter. Obsessive mental attitude is the only thing that gives you the power and the strength to forgive when they make mistakes, to endure when it's hard, to get through the tough times, and to direct people so that they keep doing more and more things better and improving. It should be that same way in your marriage, in your work, in your relationships, in your jobs. If you are obsessed about the job, the same way you're obsessed about your children, you will do whatever it takes to get the job done right. You'll take the good with the bad. The long hours will go by like seconds, and you'll use every working moment to achieve your vision, to achieve your obsessive mental attitude goal. You know, when I was rewriting this book for the 15th time, I found out to my amazement that many people did not know what the word positive mental attitude meant, and that bothered me until I remembered that everybody does know what the word positive means. And if you were to ask total strangers on the street, what do they think that the mental aspects of success were, most of them would probably say, oh, you got to stay positive. And so I want to ask you, what do you think the mental aspects of success are? What are the steps necessary for you to succeed that you must do mentally to assure your success? Now, most people will be hard-pressed to answer all of these, but for those who have ever read books on positive mental attitude, on motivational tapes, attended motivational seminars, you would probably give an answer that goes something like this. You have to have a written list of your goals. That's number one. Number two, you have to have a deadline for the date you will achieve your goals. Number three, you must have a plan of action to follow to achieve your goals. Number four, you must stay positive and believe in yourself while you work towards achieving your goals. And in order to do that, we suggest, or the program always suggests, that you read motivational books daily, that you attend more motivational seminars, that you watch motivational tapes, that you buy more and more motivational books. And to stay positive, we also suggest that you write down your goals on a sheet of paper and look at them every day, as often as you can, and say them out loud and affirm on a daily basis. Every day and every way I'm getting better and better. I can succeed. I'm going to make it happen. You have to remember to say your goals. You have to remember to say your affirmations. You have to have a positive plan of action. You have to stay positive. But the problem is, you can't stay positive. It's fine to have a list of the mental aspects of success or what you're trying to achieve, and we've all probably written them down. You might have written them down dozens of times, hundreds of times, thousands of times, and you didn't succeed. And yet, for some reason, you think the reason you didn't succeed is you didn't write them down or say them daily. How can it be your fault every time that you didn't achieve your goals because you couldn't stay positive? Because you couldn't follow your daily plan. You didn't say your daily affirmations. It's not your fault. The program that you're following of trying to make something happen by staying positive doesn't work. It can't work. It never has worked. It's only when you have an obsession that you can follow through on your plans to make them your possession. How many times will you write down goals and keep failing? What could be wrong? What's wrong when you write down your goals and your plan of action, your daily affirmations, and yet you forget the most important thing about it? You don't have an obsession with making them happen. All these steps that I just mentioned, the goals, the writing, the affirmation, all that, would work fine if the first part was correct, if the first part was what you wanted to do or what you wanted to achieve or what you wanted to get was an obsession. If it was an obsession, you would make it happen. Nothing could stop you. You know, one of the most profitable scams in business today is selling goal-setting ideas, goal-setting courses, PMA courses. And time again, you're asked to write down all the things you could do if you knew you could not fail. Write down all the things you would buy if you knew you could not fail. What type of person would you be if you just knew you could not fail? And most people with little prodding from the seminar leader are capable of writing down, I want to make $1 billion. I want to be rich and famous and have a television show. I want to travel the world. I want to have a happy family. I want to have a perfect marriage. I want to get educated, speak 5 languages. And the speakers always smile and say, great, you can do it. The only thing that's stopping you is you, your attitude. Get positive, get going, get motivated, get out there. And so you get out there and try it. And time again, you're told, all you have to do is believe and you will succeed. If any of these things that you write down, any goal is possible. Anything the mind of man can conceive, it can achieve. And you might believe that for a few days, until the world actually begins to kick you. And then you realize that it wasn't really a goal list, it was a wish list, a dream list. And that you just can't seem to stay positive enough to make the things happen, to get the things done on your list, to make things happen that you wrote down in order to achieve the goals that you wrote down. You see, the problem is that these goals are just Adventures in Creative Writing 101 for adults. Your goals were nothing more than Adventures in Creative Writing 101. They're just imagination stretchers, dream castles, midnight millionaires. And the speakers help you dream this with your eyes closed. But you know, only when your dream is an obsession will you make it your possession. An obsession is a dream that you're fulfilling with your eyes open and working towards. Let me ask you, instead of filling out a better list of writing down the things that you would do if you were sure you could not fail or the money you would make it a list of the things you would not like to lose at any cost. In fact, make a list of the things that you would sacrifice your life in order to keep. And make it a list of the things that you would die for. Those are your obsessions. This is the real list of the things that you would work to death for. This is the real list of the things that you would do anything to achieve and that you are doing to achieve because you got them. It doesn't matter how much money, time, or effort is necessary on that list that you just wrote down of your obsessions. You'll put all the time and do all the effort to make it your possession. Let me ask you to fill out a little better list. Instead of writing a list of things you would do or could do if you were sure you would not fail and the money was no object, make a list of the things that you would not lose at any cost. In fact, make a list of the things that you would sacrifice your life to keep. And make a list of the things that you would die for. This is the real list of things that you will achieve in your life, because you've already achieved them or intend to do whatever it takes to continue to achieve them. These are your obsessions, the things that you would die for, the things that you could not live without. And it doesn't matter the amount of time, the amount of effort, the amount of hard work, the positives, the negatives, the hot, the cold, the whatever. This list of obsessions are yours. They are going to be your possession. Nothing can stop you. For some it may include children. For some it may include businesses. For some it may include music. It may include sport. It may include stocks. It may include a lot of different things. Everybody's list is different. But each person's obsession list is theirs alone. And it's something that cannot be taken away from them. That they will do whatever is necessary to achieve it. If one of your obsessions is to become a millionaire, I'll guarantee you, you are going to become a millionaire. On your list, you'll include things like food, air, water, health, freedom, security, happiness, home. Those are things you're obsessed with. The other stuff is really just your dream list. Your dream positive mental attitude list. If you get it, that's fine. If you don't, no big woof. That's not on the list of your obsessions, and that's not on a list of things that you're actually going to ever get.